Hey everyone, welcome back to another Leah Loves to Knit episode. Today is Wednesday, December 10th, 2025. My name is Leah. You can find me as Leah Loves to Knit on Instagram and on Ravelry. And today I have a couple of announcements for you. The Vanilla Scoop pattern has released, and I have giveaway winners for the Knit People Knit Cal. I also have my yarn crawl giveaway winner to announce from the last episode. One finished object, a couple of whips to share with you, and we have a new giveaway this episode as well from Swan City Yarns. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I have to talk to you about is the Vanilla Scoop pattern release. The Vanilla Scoop socks were a collaboration between Granite State Yarns and I. I wrote up a vanilla sock pattern that has different pieces, like elements of the sock that you can scoop and use the instructions to combine basically your perfect vanilla sock. So Lauren of Granite State Yarns dyed up 3 ice cream themed sock sets for the pattern. This is the first one here. It is called Banana Split. So the idea behind this was that I wanted like the vanilla portion of the sock to have something going on, like some kind of speckling, variegation, whatever going on in the main part of the sock, and then all of the heels, toes, and cuffs to be tonal, so you could kind of see like the details of each of them. So for this version, I have the 1x1 ribbed cuff, a slip stitch heel, and a barn toe. So that's one version that you can make using the Vanilla Scoop pattern. And then this one is the Hot Fudge Sundae colorway. I've got a twisted rib cuff there, and I have partridge heel flap. There we go. And I have partridge heel flap, and I believe this was a wedge toe. And then another combination you could make, this one is using the ice cream cake. Oops, I'm dropping it. The ice cream cake sock set. And I've got a 2x2 cuff there, a garter stitch. Okay, there you go. I've got a garter stitch. Oh my goodness, a garter stitch heel flap. And this one has a star toe. Kind of hard to show as well. You can't really see it. But on the bottom, I have 2 options for heel turns too. There's the French heel, and then this one has the Dutch heel on the bottom. So if you decide to use the Vanilla Scoop pattern, it just released today. It is on Etsy and Ravelry. It is on sale, no code needed, along with all of my other patterns. And the Vanilla Scoop pattern gives you 3 different cuff options, 3 different heels, 2 heel turns, and there's actually 4 toes. There's a rounded toe as well, but I added the rounded toe after we agreed on like the 3 sock sets for like the 3 different versions. And then I added the rounded toes. Like within the pattern, I just made like a fake toe. Like I just knit from here up for photos to show that toe in the pattern. So you get the instructions for all kinds of different ways to mix and match like your heel toes, cuffs, heel turns, and you can create your very own perfect vanilla sock. So that's available starting today on Etsy and Ravelry, and there's no code needed if you decide to pick up a copy of that. And then Lauren has all 3 of the sock sets still available on her website, Granite State Yarns. So I'll add a link to that down below in the description as well. Okay, so moving on to finished objects. I knit up this pair of Melts in Your Mouth socks by Swan City Yarn. You may have seen them on my Instagram. They have been heavily worn since I finished them back in November. I think it was like a week that I was able to knit these up. but they're really pretty. All the different colors of M&Ms. I believe Swan City Yarns had like a candy themed collection, but I took my son to visit my parents. They live in Florida, and the local yarn shop there, if you guys have been around, you already know I love the Knit and Stitch Boutique. So obviously we stopped in there several times. But on the trip that I brought him, he pulled this skein off the wall and he went nuts. Like, I have to have this. You need to get needles. Do you have the yarn swift? No, I don't. So we got it all caked up. After we bought it, they caked it for us in the store. I went home and immediately had to cast on his pair of Melts in Your Mouth socks. So these were for my youngest son. It is a children's size 12. Let's see, I knit a size small from the Vanilla Scoop pattern. I did, for him, I like to do 30 rounds on the leg. And I use the size small, so it's a little baggy for these sock blockers because these are like a smaller child size sock blockers, but my regular sock blockers are too big and I didn't want to stretch it out really bad. So I do the size small for the stitch count. I knit him about 30 rounds on the cuff because he's kind of pointed to where, like on his leg, he wants the sock to come to. So we determined 30 rounds. I used 9-inch circulars, and he is a children's size 12. So he's super excited about these. And I do have enough left in this skein to knit a pair for my other son also, which is always exciting because usually with the boys, if I make one thing for one, I have to make a matching pair for the other. So you'll probably be seeing those in the coming weeks. So that's my one and only finished object since the last time I recorded. And I do have a couple of whips to share with you. The first one is here in my 3x3 bag. This is from their winter update. These are super hard to get, so I was really excited when I was able to check out with one. So my 3x3 Christmas bag, and this is the 2025 Freckled Whimsy Advent. It is called Frosted Winter Garland. So if you're not familiar with the self-striping sock advents, with Freckled Whimsy, it is 2 50-gram skeins. I got the fingering weight, and it's a mystery. So you're supposed to knit a stripe a day starting December 1st, ending December 25th, and then you do socks 2 at a time. You will have a pair of Christmas socks by Christmas. So I'm assuming that you all have been knitting along with it. I'm going to show you the tonal skein, which was not a secret. It comes unwrapped on the outside of the package. So this is the contrast color that I got to go along with it. I started my socks with this as a cuff, and then I decided that I did not like that. So I tore them back out, and I think I'm going to use this for heels and possibly for the toes. So I have knit, today is December 10th. I have knit up to yesterday, December 9th. So if you are caught up to December 9th, then I'm not going to be spoiling anything. But if you were behind, I guess, close your eyes and look away. You have not knit up to December 9th because I'm going to show you my socks. Okay, are you ready? I'm not going to show you the cake of yarn because you'll be able to see like future colors coming. But I have started knitting this up in my dragonfly sock pattern. So I decided to do the cuff in the self-striping, and I showed you guys this skein. I think I'm going to use that for at least the heel, possibly the toe. And I wasn't really sure like where I wanted to go with these socks, so I just started off the cuff in a 2x2 rib. The dragonfly socks does use a 1x1, but I don't think that's really going to mess anything up too much. But I thought this looked really cute in the self-striping. I've seen a couple people do the dragonfly pattern in the self-striping lately. I think it looks really pretty. It doesn't take away from like the colors in the yarn, and you can also see the texture of the pattern kind of shining through there. So I feel like this is a good one if you're looking for a self-striping yarn, a pattern to use with your self-striping yarn. I've really been liking my dragonfly socks with that. And I have been knitting bow socks, which you've been here before. You know I don't like knitting my socks 2 at a time because that means like 2 cuffs and then 2 heels. I don't mind doing the foot 2 at a time, but then my least favorite part is the toe. So pretty soon I'm going to have to do 2 toes in a row. And I'm not looking forward to that, but it's okay. I will get it done. So these are my Freckled Whimsy 2025 Advent socks, and it is the Dragonfly sock pattern. If you decide to use the Dragonfly with your self-striping yarn, the only tip that I have for you is when you get to like a color change row, like when you go from, I don't know, green to blue, as you knit along that color change, anytime you would come to what would normally be a purl stitch, just knit it. And that will give you kind of like that clean color change within the stripes, and you won't have, when you do a purl stitch, it'll pull like the color from the stripe above into your purl stitch and kind of give you like a little blip of the previous color, which in some patterns I think that would look fine, like a design element maybe, but in this one I just really wanted that smooth transition. So if you were knitting self-striping yarn and you get to the color change, knit the purls for just that round until you're back to like a round in the color that you're currently working on. And that will give you the smooth transition throughout your sock. So those are my 2025 Freckled Whimsy Advent socks. I do have some other Advents, but I'm not going to share them with you right now because I've barely even opened them. I did get, the Stitch 'Em with Yarn Charlie Brown Advent. I'm going to make a blanket for one of my boys with that. I got the Leap of Faith Noah's Ark Advent, and I've been opening the Granite State Yarns. It was called Winter Whispers. And that one is also going to be a blanket for my daughter. So I've been opening those, but I'm kind of deciding still on like the pattern that I want to use. So maybe I'll give you guys an update in another week with what I finally decided to go with for those. So right now this is the only Advent that I'm working on, and kind of nice because I'm caught up on it for now. Oh, and I left the contrast color out of the bag. I don't want to forget that. Okay, so my next work in progress is in this Midwest Stitches bag. Speaking of Advents, Midwest Stitches, Danielle and I, we made each other like a scrappy Advent, like some leftovers from the sock skeins that we've knit up throughout the year. So I'll share with you what I've opened from her Advent as well, like in another, maybe just like an Advent only video is kind of what I was thinking. But she put this bag in my box as one of the day one items to open, and I was really excited. Drawstrings are my favorite. When she used to make bags, I was getting drawstrings from her all the time. And it's really cute. It says Grinch Before Coffee. Got some little Christmas mugs on there. And the project in here is another version of my Vanilla Scoop socks. And I am using some more Swan City yarns. There's the label. It's on the Trusty Sock base. And the colorway is Santa's Acid Trip. So I'm sure you can already imagine. It's going to be like super bright and super fun. So Carolyn, she is the dyer for Swan City Yarns. She sent over a couple of skeins that we're going to use in a giveaway. I'll show you guys those shortly. But she sent over several, and she said that if I wanted to, I could keep one of them. So I chose this one. And the reason I chose this one, besides my daughter loved it as soon as she saw it, is because the other two that she sent I had already bought when I was at Knit and Stitch Boutique. So of course I love them. They are so pretty, and I'm excited to have a set to give away for you guys also. So I'll show you those shortly. But I am using the Highlighter Mini is super bright, but so is the rest of the sock. And I'm still on the cuff. I started this one last night. It's a little tangly, but I'm doing the 2x2 ribbed cuff. I added a little pop of color with the highlighter mini at the top. I think it's like 3 or 4 rounds up there. And I think I'm going to use it for the heels, toes, and cuffs. And the cuffs, duh, I'm going to use it on the cuffs. I'm going to use it on the heel and the toe later and just leave kind of a little bit just because there's so many colors in this. I'm really excited to see how it knits up. But I don't know, I felt like that kind of grounded it at the top, but I didn't want it to be too much of the lime green. They're also for my daughter, and she likes the highlighter, but when they're peeking out of like the top of her shoes, she wanted some of that rainbow as well. So I just like the tiniest bit at the top. And I'm going to use more of it at the heels and the toes. So I can't wait to see how this one comes together. I hope it does the micro stripes, kind of like the Melts in Your Mouth colorway did. It's going to be really fun. So thank you, Carolyn, for sending this over. It is so beautiful. I can't wait to show you guys those in a couple weeks to show you how they knit up. Okay, and then my last work in progress. Oh, for these, I'm using 9-inch circulars again. It's a US 1, and I'm doing the size medium for my vanilla scoop pattern. I'm probably going to do the barn toe for that one, but I haven't decided on the heel flap style yet. So I'm going to think about that one. I've got a little ways to go because I'm not even done with the cuff. But I think I'm going to do the barn toe because so far everyone in my family has really been liking that one. And I'm knitting her socks to a US 7.5, women's size. I think on the last episode I mentioned that we had to go shoe shopping for her, and she realized that she is the same size as me now, a 7.5. So most of my socks have gone missing, and I've been finding them in her room. Socks, my shoes. She's been wearing my shoes around the house too. So if she does grow out of these, like if she continues to grow, then I can just take everything back. But for the time being, these are going to go to her. So my last work in progress is going to be in this bag. This is from Wool Needle Thread. I got this in Dallas when I went in September for Fiber Fest. I really liked the shape of it. It's super cute. It's kind of like a, I don't know, like a 3D bag. And I was having a hard time deciding on the fabric that I wanted in the project bag. So when I saw this, I was like, it's the perfect mix of like everything that I wanted all in a little project bag, like a patchwork one. So I went with this. So in this bag, I am working on I should probably get some stitch stoppers for this. I'm working on an Oslo hat. This is going to be for my daughter. It is inspired by Nicole, Cozy Corner CK, on Instagram and YouTube, because I have lost count of how many Oslo hats she's made, but she's made so many that I was like, I'm going to do that too. So here I am doing that as well. It is really pretty. Kind of rolling up there. Oh, there we go. Okay. I lost a stitch. Okay, it's rolling up, but you can kind of see like it's just stuck in it right now. It is so pretty though. I am using Parcel, and I got this. She was having a trunk show at the Knit and Stitch Boutique. It was the same trip that I went on with my youngest son in early November. One of the days we were there, she was doing a trunk show, so I got the Self-Reliance Fingering Weight and the Sublime Surrey, and they're both in the same colorway, the blue hydrangea. And I will keep you posted, but this will eventually become an Oslo hat for my daughter. And while I was there during the trunk show, she had the most beautiful pair of mittens. She had the most beautiful pair of mittens. I think she said she had held several strands together. It was like some of the suri, some of the sparkle, some of maybe the sock weight, and I really want to make those. So I'm going to make them. I'm just going to use the blue hydrangea colorway. Looking around to see if I do have this skein here. So I got it in the DK base because she didn't have like this colorway in the sparkle and everything else. So I'm going to make her a pair of mittens in this one. I think that I'm going to use a Pattern by Tin Can Knit, but I will let you know when I start that one what I decide. So she's going to have like the hat, the mittens, and she's also asked me if I can make a matching scarf. So I may need to go ahead and place another order for some more of this colorway because I think she wants like a Sophie scarf to wrap around, and then she'll have like a full matching set. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for her. I will keep you posted on how it all comes together, but I'm really happy with this. In the meantime, I'm mostly happy because you don't have to purl anything. So you're just knitting stockinette all the way around. There's a couple of like things that you have to stop and do, and you'll have to decrease some stuff eventually. But for the most part, it is just knitting in the round. So I'm excited about that. All right, so that was my last work in progress. And I just zipped the suri into the zipper. Oops. Okay, it's fine. We're good. So for that project as well, I'm using a 2.5, a US 2.5 size needle, which I thought was kind of weird, but I'm right on gauge. I had to order that one because I didn't have that like in my interchangeable sets. So a US 2.5 for that. Okay, I'm just checking my notes here, and okay, so that's it for like finished objects, half objects, and that stuff. And I have some prizes to share with everybody. I actually have several prizes to go ahead and give away on this episode. The first one is going to be the Enchanted Yarn Crawl prize that I picked up while I was on the yarn crawl. This was back in October. I got this skein of Taos yarn. It's by Pink Adobe Dye Works. I tried to take the price tag off and I accidentally ripped it, so I'm sorry. But the yarn is still pretty. So Pink Adobe Dye Works came from the Mooncat Fiber Shop in Taos, New Mexico. From what I understand, you can only get Pink Adobe Dye Works in the Mooncat Fiber Shop. And I just thought the colorway Taos would be very fitting for this giveaway, and it's super pretty. I think that would make a beautiful pair of socks or whatever you decide to do with it. So I'm going to be giving away this skein of yarn, and then there is a lavender farm. I think it's like in Albuquerque, but I got these in Santa Fe. They have a shop there as well, and it is called Los Poblanos. I got a little lavender lotion and then like a peppermint lip balm. So I'm going to be sending these all off to our winner here, whose name is on the bottom of the screen. So if that is you, please send me your shipping information and I will get these sent off to you. Okay, so that's the Enchanted Yarn Crawl prize, and then I have some Knit People Knit, the Gilmore Girls Knit Along that I hosted throughout the fall. It ended on November 30th, and yes, we will do it again next year. If you missed it, I'm sorry, but I have a good amount of prizes to give away. So the very first one is going to be a $50 gift card to Fangirl Fibers, and that goes to our winner here. If you could send me your email, I will get that over to Emily and get the gift card to you. Our next prize is another $50 gift card, and that one is for Yarnaceous Fibers. So our winner here, and if you'll send me your email, just send me an email and I'll get your information sent over to Maggie and we'll get you the $50 Yarnaceous gift card. From Fangirl Fibers, another one of our sponsors, there will be a one-of-a-kind sock set. So I don't have like a picture of it or have it to show you, but it will be a one-of-a-kind sock set dyed up by Jackie. And our winner, if you will send me an email with your shipping information, and I'll pass that on to her. That way we can get that sent off to you. Okay. Another prize is going to be your choice of a medium or large project bag from White Rose Fiber Co. That one is run by Courtney. She is Knit Now Switch Later on Instagram, and then White Rose Fiber Co. is her bag company over on Etsy. So it'll be your choice of a medium or large project bag, and our winner is... So if you want to send me an email with your shipping information and your choice of medium or large project bag from Courtney's shop, I'll have that linked below, so you can just go visit and let me know what your choice is. And I'll send all of that over to Courtney for you. And then our last prize is, or our last sponsored prize, is from Katie's Randomness. She is going to be giving away a Gilmore Girls winter themed bag. I believe it's the medium size. I don't have that exact price, but I do have my bag. So this is it. It's her winter themed fabric. Mine is like a sock size, so yours will be larger. So it'll be this fabric, and there's also going to be a zipper pouch with it. So if you will send me your shipping information, I'll get that over to Katie as well. And our winner. Okay. Let's see. I have so many prizes over here for the knit along. Okay, so our next winner is going to receive, sorry for the crinkling. I didn't want to take it out of the package, but this is the Dragonfly Inn sock set. This was dyed by Stitched with Yarn, and she said it was inspired by my Dragonfly pattern that released during the Gilmore Girls knit along. So our winner down below is going to be receiving the Dragonfly Inn sock set, and then the Littlest Charm Co. also sent over some of her Gilmore Girls themed charms. I don't want to open this box because it's packaged so nicely, but I'll insert a picture over here. So you'll be receiving the sock set and a set of charms. So go ahead and send me your shipping information if that is you. Send an email to leahlovestoknit@gmail.com. Okay, I have some prizes sent over from my friend Paula. She is Crazy Knits over on Ravelry and Instagram. She works over at the Knit and Stitch Boutique. That's how we met. So she sent over a couple of skeins of yarn during our Seaside Sock Along. And I decided to keep a few of them for the Gilmore Girls knit along too, because they look kind of fall to me. So our next winner right here is going to win these 2 skeins. So if you'll send me an email with your shipping information, I'll get those packaged up for you. And then also from Paula, this one is so pretty. I believe this is deep dyed yarns. So you'll be receiving this skein of yarn. It is a sparkle base too, which is super fun. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but that's really pretty. And then another set of the Gilmore Girls charms from the Littlest Charm Co. So if that is you, send me an email with your shipping information, please. Okay, and then from Sarah, she is, I believe it's Handmade Huga on Etsy. I have a, called Welcome to the Dragonfly sock set. She sent over this sock set and a little Notions pouch, and we've got a set of Gilmore Girls stitch markers to go along with it. So I'm going to put that behind so you can see the yarn. So our winner here, if you'll send me your shipping information, I'll get this packed up and sent off to you. And she does still have these in her shop, I believe, if you're interested in any part of this really cute set. I'll have Sarah link down below as well. Okay, and then our last prize, yes, our last prize for the Gilmore Girls Knit Along, kind of bundled it together to make like a little bit more of a grand prize for you. This is a sock set from Tippy Tree Yarns. It is called the Dazzling Lorelei Gilmore. This was sent over by my friend Mary. She is Mary Knitter on Instagram. Another set of those Gilmore Girls charms from the Littlest Charm Co. And I'm going to set these down for a second so you can get like the full effect. Nicole, Cozy Corner CK, made this Gilmore Girls drawstring project bag, and then I want to make sure it focuses here, but she hand embroidered onto the front of it a Lorelei Gilmore quote. It says, "Coffee please, and a shot of cynicism." So if you are the winner down below, you're going to be receiving Nicole's bag, the sock set sent over by Mary, and a set of the Gilmore Girls charms from Littlest Charm Co. So go ahead and send me an email as well with your shipping information. Okay, so that wraps it up for the Knit People Knit prizes. We will be doing it again next year. It usually starts about September 1st and it runs to November 30th. So you have about 3 months to kind of watch the show, knit your Gilmore Girls themed projects, and we entered them on Ravelry this year, and I think that worked out a lot better than the Google form. There's way more entries, and I like that everybody can kind of see like what other people entered with, like what they made, some inspiration, if you will. I've tried using the Instagram hashtag before, but I feel like they're so weird now. Like you can only add so many hashtags per post, and then when I went to draw prizes, things weren't loading right away and it would show up later. I don't know. It's kind of like fiddly and weird with the algorithm. So I think things went a lot better this year on Ravelry. So we'll probably do it again that way next year for fall 2026. So, okay. All right, so I have a giveaway for you from Swan City Yarns. Carolyn is the dyer behind Swan City Yarns. She has sent over my Santa's Acid Trip sock set that I showed you in my whips a little bit ago. She put together a couple of her most popular Christmas yarns right now. So this one is Under the Mistletoe, and she's paired it with the Velveteen Mini. That's super pretty. I can't wait to see how these knit up. That's going to be gorgeous together. Okay, so I'll have one winner for the sock set here, and then she sent over a mini skein set as well. This one is called the Under the Mistletoe set. Both of these are sock weight, by the way, but I think these are so pretty. Let me get my face out of there so you can see that better. It's just such a good mix of like Christmassy colors, like classic Christmas. It is beautiful. I love these. So these were both sent over from Carolyn. She's also on YouTube. I'm going to put a link down to her shop and to her YouTube channel as well. So for shipping purposes, US addresses only, please, for these. And to enter, comment and let me know what you would make with these. Or also in your comment, let me know if you prefer like the sock set or the mini set. That way when I draw, I can see like if you had a preference. But yeah, leave me a comment. Don't say giveaway if you could, because I think that brings out like the spam accounts. But leave a comment and let me know if you won these, what would you make? And I will announce in the next episode, which will not take me an entire month to upload. I'll announce the winners for these as well. So thank you so much, Carolyn, for sending those over. It's funny too, because when I opened the package, my son was there with me, the one that had gone to Knit and Stitch Boutique. And as soon as he saw these, he was excited because I have some acquisitions over here. and I already got So we were laughing because she said they were like some of her most popular Christmas colors. I hadn't seen Santa's Astor Trip when we were in the Knit and Stitch boutique, but I did see these and I had purchased them like immediately. That was, I think, two of the first things that I added into my little basket while we were shopping. So I just thought that was funny because these are her most popular ones. And I can see why, because I loved them too. So I got my set over at a Knit and Stitch boutique in Cocoa Village, Florida. I just got just the single skein of the Under the Mistletoe, and then I got myself a set of minis as well. So you'll be seeing those knit up in the future soon. And then while I was there, my son Owen picked out, I think this one is called Oh Christmas Tree. He really liked the green. So he's hoping for a pair of Christmas socks for himself out of these. We'll have to see just how much Christmas knitting I can get done because there's not a lot of time. But I was really excited about the giveaway because I bought the same. So, and then while I was there at Knit and Stitch, I got some Bad Sheep yarn. This is the new Hollyberry colorway. And let's see, Owen picked this one out as well. It was called Sunset Moth. So it's pretty fun. He's looking for so many socks. I don't know if I can keep up with like his demands, but I'm gonna try. And then these were some fall colorways because it was early November while I was there. It's not anymore. But this one is called Oh My Gourd and Sunflower. But I thought those were super pretty too. And then, and I got this. This one is called Christmas Carol. I have looked at it. I think we've had it in years past, but there's just so many good colors in that. So I'll probably make Christmas socks for my husband out of these. If I have time between now and then. We'll see. And I had mentioned earlier in my works in progress the Oslo hat knit out of the parcel. So I had gotten the blue hydrangea and the DK as well. I'm going to make mittens for my daughter out of that. And she was there having a trunk show. So I got a couple other colorways. This one is called Season's Churn. Leaves Underfoot. Obviously, I was there in November because it's mostly fall themed. And then Midnight Meets Daybreak, the name of this one. And I believe she is a local dyer as well. I will link her website and Instagram also in the description down below in case you want to get some of those for yourself. And I have a couple of acquisitions here. They're mostly from 3 by the Sea Designs, but I will start real quick with my Katie's Randomness bag. This is the Gilmore Girls themed winter fabric she was talking about. She had a shop update a couple weeks ago, and I was able to get this sock bag. Got that big pocket in the front that I love, and just a fun, like, snowy, wintry Gilmore Girls themed print. The inside is nice and roomy. I just love how she pairs, like, the pocket fabric, and it just all comes together so beautifully. I'm a big fan of Katie's bags. So I don't know if she has any more of these, but I'll have her linked down below as well. And speaking of bags, so in the 3 by the Sea winter update, I was able to get the vintage Christmas bag. This one has my Freckled Whimsy Advent socks in it. And I was super impressed with myself because I think it's hard enough to get one bag from them, but I was fast enough to get two. So I was able to get, this one is so pretty. Got the wintry cardinals, the winterberry yarn. Obviously I got that as well to go with it. And I'm so excited. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these yet. I was thinking maybe like a dragonfly sock, a Christmassy dragonfly sock in the winterberry colorway. I don't know. I'm going to think about that because I've got a lot of requests from the family and I want to make sure I get as much as I can done in time for Christmas. So also from that winter update, I got Christmas Past. So maybe these were like the set together. I don't know if the bag was called Christmas Past. I was calling it like Vintage Christmas, but I don't know. Maybe it has a different name. But it doesn't matter because it's sold out now anyways. So, so I have the Christmas Past yarn that went with it. I also got their Merry and Bright sock set. It comes with 2 minis and so many fun and bright colors on that one. And this is DK. This is their silver colorway. They had this, I think it was like the winter update last year, and I didn't get to it in time. But when we were watching it last year, making sure my husband's not too close outside the door, but he asked for a pair of socks in this, and then when I went to go get it, it was sold out. So they did bring it back in the DK base, which means maybe if I hurry, I can get a pair of Christmas socks made for him out of this one. So, wish me luck. The Christmas sock stack is like piling up here. And then I also got from that update, sorry for the crinkling, they had these mini fade kits, and I got the cranberry. What was I planning to do? I think I was going to use some of these leftovers whenever I get around to knitting it. These leftovers with these minis and make Christmassy, like where you read socks. That's one of my sock patterns. It was for the Gilmore Girls Knit Along last year, but it's got some like stripes and some mosaic color work and that. So I thought that would be a really fun combination for these whenever I can get to it. Okay, and then I also got the 3 by the Sea Nutcracker Mystery Set, which it shouldn't be mystery anymore. Like, I've had it for a little while. So if you haven't opened yours, which would be weird because it's been a bit, look away so don't spoil it. I'm about to show it. Okay, are you ready? This is super pretty. It is Nutcracker themed, and I love it. I'm going to make socks with it. I don't know what sock pattern yet or who they're going to be for. Knowing my daughter, she'll probably take those too, but I'm really excited for this one. And the last acquisition that I have, it just recently came in the mail. It's going to crinkle a little bit, I'm sorry. So if you've been watching the 3 by the Sea Vlogmas, a couple of days ago, Kim was packing orders on Vlogmas. And I saw mine on there, and she was like, what are you going to do with that? You know who you are. Text me. Tell me what you're doing with this. So if anyone else was wondering, I am making, sorry for the crinkling, more Oslo hats. I'm going to make one for my youngest son, my middle, and my husband. They are all going to get an Oslo hat, which is DK weight, and a pair of fingerless gloves. Not necessarily like Christmas gifts because I've got a lot going on for future whips coming up, but I just thought that would be fun for everybody to have like a little matching like hat and mittens. And then this is the Elixir colorway, the green from the Wicked collection, Stark Raven Mad from Alice in Wonderland, and then Totally Teal. I don't remember what collection this is from. I want to say it came out like around their Parent Trap, Let's Get Together, like summer collection. Anyways, so I got all 3 of these on the Black Friday sale. They're all the Destin DK base, and that is my plan. Hats and fingerless mitts for those. So I will share those with you as I work my way through them. That's all of the knitting that I have to show for you, but I think I'm going to do, I don't know, call it like a special episode, but I'm going to do kind of like a roundup of all of my Advent knitting, hopefully in the next week or 2. That's what I'm going to focus the next episode on, is the Advents that I've been opening and the projects and like the project plans that I have going for those, since I'm not showing them to you like daily on a Vlogmas. Okay, so I think that's everything. Make sure you comment down below if you are interested in winning either one of these sets from Swan City Yarns. I'm really excited about these. I think they're going to knit up so beautifully. I can't wait to knit up mine. Yeah, just leave a comment down below and like and subscribe, and I will see you probably in the next 2 weeks. As long as everything goes well, I should be back like within the next 2 weeks for real this time. Okay, bye.